So back in 2017, I started unboxing some Harry Potter slipcovers from movies 1 to 7, and number 7 being part 1 and part 2. Now what's great about this series is the fact that they did them with unique slipcovers that match for the 2-disc special edition. And these are what they look like. So we had Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and Deathly Hallows Part 2. And now, since last year or 2020, they re-released these again with new slipcovers. And these slipcovers look really nice. And it's really hard to tell which edition looks best. Do these editions with the 2-disc edition specials look good with the slipcovers, or do these new re-releases look good with the new slipcover art they done for them? And even though there's less details on them, they're still very unique to look at. And these are what they look like. We have Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, The Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and Deathly Hallows Part 2. And I want to point out firstly that these don't actually indicate whether they're part of the 2-disc special or not. So we have no idea if we're going to get any of the bonus materials that were in the last editions that came out in 2017. These are completely new, and it's a bit random whether to find out if we're going to get those features or not. So after the course of the next 7 to 8 days, I'm going to be unboxing and comparing these two editions side by side to each other. So I'll be unboxing the new slipcovers and showing them off compared to the old counterparts. I think this will be very good, and I've been looking a long time to actually do this and add them both to my collections because they're both different in their own unique way. So starting off, we're going to be unboxing the first movie, The Philosopher's Stone. Now let's look at the front and we can tell that these are very different, especially this one has the sorting hat on the front, which is very good, and I really quite like how they implemented this in a nice little book feel. And I don't know why they started re-releasing on DVD, because they haven't actually done these on Blu-ray, so there's no Blu-ray editions to these, whereas the last editions there were. They did them on Blu-ray with the slipcover sleeves and they were a thing. This time round they're only done them for the DVDs, as I haven't actually seen any Blu-rays online or in shops that I've been to. Maybe they are, maybe they just started doing them, who knows. But for me personally, I cannot find them, so I've come to the conclusion that they were only released on DVD. But nonetheless, they do look marvellous compared to the first ones. Now the first one does say 2-disc special edition, and that's what lists it as, whereas this one doesn't have any indication on there. Yes, okay, my one does have a bit of wear and tear on some of the corners, but that is to be expected. Looking at the spines, we can see that the numbering of them has changed dramatically, especially the font size of how they've all been produced. Turn to the size, you can have a better clearation. So it still says year 1, but they bordered it off with a black section bit, so it's a bit more of a bookmark bit when you have them on your shelf, and it's a lot more easier to look at. On to the back, this is where things get a bit interesting. They're sort of the same to a degree, like they have the same images on this one and that one, but instead of having more details about what's on disc 1 and what's on disc 2, they completely removed that and added images. So it gives us a bit of clearance that maybe there is no special features. And it's one of the really weird things about this one, as this one included the digital ultraviolet, and they don't really do this copy new anymore because this is the new reprint of it. So begs the question, have they stopped doing a 2-disc special, or would it be included and they just left out that part of information? So I'm going to start by pulling this one out, and as you can see, this one is the exact same front cover bit as this, but they just removed the 2-disc special approach that they would have normally done. So that's the only irremissible bit about this on the detail spectrum. Even the text bit is exactly the same. So it begs the question, are we just paying for the slipcover? But then when you turn it over, you get the same back bit as you would on the slipcover approach. So again, there's no information whether we're actually going to get any of the special features. It's just one of those hit and miss things. And lastly, we can just take this out, and I might not do it for all of them, it might just be for this first one because I've already done the unboxing of these, but I just want to show off that they do match on the slipcover ones on these ones, and these ones vaguely do change from the front, being different than the rest. But judging by feel, this feels like it has 2 discs, this feels like it only has 1, and that's why I was bringing more doubt into it. Even though I would like it, it would be better re-releasing the 2 disc special edition, where it'd be more a better approach and be able to do more sales. Doing slipcover versions now is going backwards, taking away that special feature bit, because normally you would do this edition first, then re-release it with a 2 disc special or something like that, not take it away when you re-release something. Okay, let's start by unwrapping the DVD. As you can tell, it already had a bit of a slip in the side, but I'm just going to make even a more better access one. It's not the best material they use to shrink wrap it, unfortunately. And now begs the question, is there going to be 2 discs inside this one? And no, it's only just one, and it only contains the movie. Whereas if I open up this one, I'm getting the digital ultraviolet, the movie, part 1, The Magic Begins, and then I get the actual movie bit. So we get the Created in the World of Harry Potter, which has all the special features. The disc, like as is exactly the same, except the more details, like they look more darker, the imprints, than they do on this one. This looks more lighter compared to the one. I don't know if it shows on the camera or not, but the little white looks more faded in the reprint one, and I don't know why. Normally they keep the disc the same, but they still have the year 1 bit, so I don't know why it's like that. Like this one still looks brand new and polished, and the like the, I forget what it's called, but the material they use in this case, it's more glossy, whereas this one is a case that I would normally expect, and I really wish it was imprinted onto this one. I'm not saying it's bad, but you know, I would rather have this than that. Yeah, you might be able to find it in some shops, like second-hand shops, like Kex, charity shops, or whatever second-hand retailers you have at your disposal. And yeah, HMV might sell it at selected retailers, but it's going to be really hard to find because they're pushing towards this new re-release, which is going to be on market everywhere. Like when I went to Asda to pick these up, they didn't have any of these ones anymore. They were all replaced with these ones, and I don't know why. I would rather keep the 2 disc special ones, and this is in very good condition. Like, I didn't know to talk about this one, but the slipcover bit, I really prefer this one because of the nice emboss on there, not because it has 2 discs or anything. It's just a better film quality on the actual slipcover. It feels like they actually went out of the way to do it. Everything's like stands out when you feel around the side. It feels extra done when you just rub your fingers against it, and it's just smooth and a nice texture about it. So the old ones do beat the new ones, and it's quite a shame that they would actually do it like that. And they didn't cost a lot. I think they were about $4.99 each, so about a €5 together. Or I think they were 2 for $8. So 2 for $8 deal, and that's still very good, but I wouldn't pay for this one when you can get this one at a better rate. Like, I remember picking these up and I thought, wow, okay, yeah, I paid quite a lot for these, more than this, to be fair, but you know, this had more stuff, and this one doesn't. Yeah, okay, the slipcover looks really sick, I'm not gonna lie, but you lose out on so much content, and it really pushes you towards buying the Blu-ray for those extra features. And I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to push people towards Blu-ray because people have talked about sooner or later they're not going to start doing DVDs as prints, and they're just going to move on to Blu-rays as the standard default, which is going to happen. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. That's going to be the standard thing. It happened with VHS. VHS were competing with DVDs, but then there came a time where, you know, there's really no point doing VHS, and it's just have to let go of that and then discontinue them and then move on to DVDs, then Blu-rays, and now we're on 4Ks. So DVDs is pretty much out the window, and I can see why they're pushing towards this one, whereas this one, well, you know, wasn't. Okay, it just really wasn't. But yeah, it's just really an odd world we live in. If you can find this, I would definitely recommend getting this one, but if not, you can still get satisfied with the movie approach, but you're going to miss out on those special features. Unless you buy the Blu-ray version, then you're going to be fine, but you're not going to have them with a slip. You may be able to find these with the slips on Blu-rays, but you'll not be able to find this on Blu-ray with the slipcovers. It's very awkward, but that's how it is, unfortunately. So yeah, that has been another successful unboxing video on the Harry Potter series. This has been Philosopher's Stone with a new re-release slipcover. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't done already, when you do subscribe, please make sure you turn on the notification by ticking that bell notification. And I keep updated with all that is from my channel, and I will see you next time. But until then, take care.